zero sugar. We'll have more information on that on our website, fox8.com, very, very soon. I hope you have a great night. Fox 8 News at 6 is next.
Okay, thanks a lot. Now here at 6 o'clock, thunder, lightning, and another round of storms. AJ's tracking severe weather that set up shop over northeast Ohio.
Bill Cosby is once again a free man while the Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned his sexual assault conviction.
Shock. You know, it's always something that I dreamed of.
What a story this one is. Taking her talents to Tokyo, how this local athlete says the pandemic actually helped her reach her goal of qualifying for the Paralympics.
Northeast Ohio's #1 choice for news. Cleveland's own Fox 8 News starts now.
We do sound like a broken record, but it is what it is. We are keeping a very close eye on radar again tonight as another round of storms passes through the area.
Happening right now, so let's get right to AJ Colby, who is tracking the timing of it all in the Weather Center for us tonight. AJ.
Hi there, Tracy. Hi, Lou. We're just looking at a severe thunderstorm warning issued over parts of our southern counties. That line that Andre was tracking earlier this afternoon now quickly pushing to the south and east of Canton. Severe thunderstorm warning now for these areas that you can see. We're going to zoom in on that particular thunderstorm out into Carroll County, and you can see that that cluster moving toward East Liverpool currently, and it is continuing its trek out of the area on into southwest PA. So, of course, it's going to contain some rather high winds, perhaps some small hail as well. And that warning for Columbiana County is going to go until 6:45, so another 45 minutes. As we track that, we'll put it's moving about 25 to 35 miles an hour toward the east and southeast, and as mentioned, it is moving out of the area right now and out of East Liverpool and Chester. So we'll keep tracking the storm system. Full forecast right around the corner, taking us into the holiday weekend with some changes to the forecast. We'll send it back your way.
Breaking news tonight, Bill Cosby is now out of prison. Earlier today, Pennsylvania's highest court overturned his 2018 sexual assault conviction.
Jasmine Bailey is in the studio with us right now following this one for us. And Jasmine, what a shocking twist in this case.
Absolutely. Cosby was in prison for 2 years. Now he's free. We just saw him in that video walking out kind of slowly, talking to reporters, or better yet, not talking to reporters, which we'll get to in just a moment. He kept his head down for much of the time. A lot of people are wondering, how did we get here? Well, Cosby was accused of drugging and molesting a woman named Andrea Constan in 2004, and a year later, Constan reported that incident to police. That same year, a written agreement from the district attorney at the time, Bruce Castor, stated that he would not criminally prosecute Cosby in the case. So Castor later testified, saying that his decision would allow Cosby to be forced to testify in a civil suit. Cosby's lawyers say with the understanding that he would not be prosecuted. Cosby testified during 4 days of depositions, and in 2006 that civil suit was settled, with Constan receiving more than $3 million. But in 2015, when Castor had moved on from his position as district attorney, his successor brought criminal charges against Cosby using those previous depositions. After a mistrial, the judge allowed 5 other accusers to testify that they too were victimized by Cosby in the 80s, and in that second trial, Cosby was found guilty. Now, today, in a ruling, Pennsylvania Supreme Court said the original agreement should have been upheld, and after his release, Cosby stayed quiet, letting his attorneys speak for him.
Mr. Cosby, how does it feel to be home? Well, he is extremely happy to be home. He looks forward to reuniting with his wife and his children. And obviously, this has been a hard 3 years for this entire family. And it's really a blessing for him. And he says, you know, his heart is just beating really fast, and he's happy to be here.
Only one question asked, and he did not answer it himself. The Pennsylvania justices also ruled that allowing those 5 other accusers to testify about their experiences with Cosby tainted the trial, but they declined to say whether the accusers should have been allowed to testify. They basically considered it a moot point, given the finding that Cosby shouldn't have been prosecuted in the first place. Tracy Liu, under this ruling, there is no possibility for a retrial.
It seems like this came out of nowhere. I mean, even Cosby's family, the legal team, in disbelief at this news.
It seems that way, right? But when you look at the opinion earlier today, I was reading through, and Cosby appealed this decision back in 2018 when he was sentenced, but the lower court said, no, we're going to stick with the conviction, and he spent those 2 years in prison because of that.
All right. Thanks for the latest.
Other news for you now, the Fox 8 I-Team learns an arbitrator has ruled that an officer who was caught on video stopping at a suspect's head should get his job back. As I-Team reporter Peggy Gallick tells us tonight, the ruling has some East Cleveland leaders very concerned. A warning here, some of you will find the video tough to watch.